So, Jason, tell us, how did you meet Aaron?
Well, we both, a couple years ago, started volunteering for Mickle Campus Life, just kind of randomly and not at all for the same reasons. Or not, we didn't like, oh, hey, let's go do this. Like, we didn't know each other at all, and we never really talked because when you're hanging out with middle schoolers, you don't have a lot of time to talk to your other volunteers, and so it was kind of like, oh, there's that girl that volunteers with me, and there was never this like, whoa, who's that girl over there? Like, I better hang out with her. Like, it was never like this love at first sight thing, but eventually we just kind of became friends over Facebook and started talking and went on a couple dates, and then things just kind of spiraled from there in a good way.
We met at Worlds of Fun in October 2012 on a campus life trip, and we were sitting in one of the restaurants, and I was talking to Jen and Kara, and Lexi came in with a student and sat down, and Kara, being her loudmouth self, asked me if I was single, and I said yes and asked her why, and she's like, well, Lexi's single too. And at that point, Lexi turns red in the face and gets up and storms off. So that was our first interaction that we had, and that's really our meeting place, I think. So,
All right, what was your first date?
our first date, we went to Scooters on 84th Street, and we had coffee together. And I was only planning on being there for like an hour, but we ended up sitting and talking for 3 hours. So it was very good.
What was your first date?
My first date was at Mojava, my favorite coffee shop, of course, and we just went and got some coffee and just kind of awkwardly did the whole like, well, what do you do, or what are you studying? What kind of TV shows do you like? Just super awkward, and it was like a couple hours, so it was good, and I thought it was great, and then she didn't hang out with me for like another couple months, so that was fine, but whatever.
What is the sexiest part about Lexi?
Oh man. I would probably say her smile. I think I like the most. I know she doesn't like her cheeks and all that area, but it's one of my favorite parts about her. So,
Gosh. How inappropriate have to I be here?
You can be as inappropriate as you'd like.
Um, this is really awkward. I'm gonna say it's Aaron's butt.
So, yeah, how did you propose to Aaron?
So set up a scavenger hunt for Aaron, and so we kind of I got together a bunch of her friends and talked about just kind of looking at different places that were important to us. So kind of our first date, first kiss, the first place that I asked her to be my girlfriend, the first place I told her I loved her, and I wrote together a bunch of like poems as clues to tell her where to go, and had people waiting at each of those locations, and they went, and she went to this restaurant with her friends, and they surprised her with the first clue, and then her cousin was outside and drove her around all these places, and then she ended up at Mojava again, and I had this thing set up with these pictures and flowers, and I proposed, and she said yes.
well, I had several plans, but Lexi managed to ruin them all by making me change my plans. And my original plan was to take her, kind of recreate our first date and our first official date, and like going to Laszlo's and then the Mill and stuff like that. And but she called me and asked me if we could go to Omaha an hour before that date was supposed to happen, and so we ended up going to Omaha and spent a whole day together. And I had a bunch of friends go over to her parents' house, and when we got back, they surprised her, and I got down on one knee and proposed. So,
Would Aaron say that you care too much about wedding details or not enough?
I think it's fluctuated. I think it started out where I cared way too much, and then I think lately it's been like maybe I don't care enough. I don't know. I care a lot. I'm a details person, so.
Not enough.
Ooh, that's tough. She might say that I care more than she thought I would. Probably.
Dance, stand up. We want to see your celebration dance move that you have just finally married the love of your life.
It's probably just gonna be just one of these, you know, like just the classic. Not gonna be too crazy, just the fist pump. There it is.
Finally married.
You want me to stand up right now and do that? I will probably just stand up and put my fist in the air and do that. I don't know. I'm not much of a dancer, so yeah.
What are the colors for the wedding?
Pool blue, I think, or pool blue. Yes, is the I think correct term for it, but it's like the Tiffany blue or whatever. And then we're having like a bunch of splashes of other colors, like I think she said purple and maybe a brownish, tannish color and a bunch of others. But pool blue is the main one.
It's like a mint green and like a light rose with some kind of burlap and cream, I guess. I don't know. That's mint green is kind of the main one.
If you could pick any song to walk down the aisle to, what would it be?
Probably like a funeral procession march or something, maybe. No, just kidding. I don't know. I hadn't thought about that. Probably, I don't know, we could just, because it's on my mind right now, I guess, is just the All of Me by John Legend out right now.
Give your all to me, I'll give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning, 'cause I give you all.
Walk down the aisle to?
Like when you're leaving. When
I'm leaving, I want the throne room song from the end of Star Wars.
Who in the bridal party is most likely to pass out in the middle of the ceremony?
Because they're nervous? It's got to be one of the bridesmaids, I'm going to say. I don't know, maybe your sister, Carson.
Pass out, like, just because they lock their knees and they're not thinking about it? I'll throw a Nate O'Keefe in there.
Where are you going on your honeymoon?
We are going to Hawaii in right after Thanksgiving, so it won't be right after the wedding, but we thought it'd be a little nicer to, one, take some time to save up a little money, and two, to kind of wait till it's a little more cold outside to go to a tropical island.
It is a secret for Lexi, so I'm not disclosing that information.
How about if you could pick a song that best describes Lexi, what song would you choose?
I don't know where I belong. I don't know where I went wrong. But I can write a song. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me. You're my sweetheart.
Oh, Foxy Lady by Jimi Hendrix.
What are you most excited for about marriage?
I think I'm just excited to live in the same space as Aaron. Just kind of, it's still just inconvenient and awkward for like, oh, hey, yeah, well, this is at my house, or this is at your house, you know, just kind of everything in one place. And then at the same time, just to have someone to wake up next to and to share my day with when I get home, and just kind of the intimacy of living together, I guess.
In general, is just to be able to spend the rest of my life with my best friend. Yeah, and just living together and getting to know her a lot better than I already do. So,
How many kids are you guys gonna have?
It started at 3, and then lately it's been 6. So I don't know what Aaron's thinking with that, but hopefully 3.
She wants to have 5. I say 3. So probably somewhere in the middle.
Is there anything you'd like to say to Lexi at this shower and as you're heading up to your wedding here in 2 months?
Yeah, we're 50 days away, I think, and so I just want to say I love you, and I'm excited for our wedding and the living together for the rest of our lives, and getting to see you grow as a person and as a follower of Christ. So,
Aaron, I love you, and I'm super excited to marry you. You're absolutely, positively my best friend and the person I feel the most joyous with, and I'm just excited for this adventure together, and I love you.